Do you think you'll ever run for president?
Well, I've said it often that I'm not running for the presidency of my own homeowners association without much of a question, much less thinking about the highest office in the land. I do.
Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina, you can see why he's a Republican star. He had a tremendous speech at the Republican convention in which he used that line about his grandfather going from cotton to Congress in one lifetime. And he told his personal story with his single mother and talking about how much his life affected his upbringing.
I've also experienced a different kind of intolerance. I get called Uncle Tom and the N-word by progressives, by liberals. 100 years ago, kids in classrooms were taught the color of their skin was their most important characteristic. And if they looked a certain way, they were inferior. Today, kids are being taught that the color of their skin defines them again. And if they look a certain way, they're an oppressor.
Tim Scott's behind-the-scenes courtship of rich donors illustrates how the senator has quietly become a powerhouse fundraiser and a major force within the Republican Party. Scott, the only black Republican in the Senate, has seen his profile rise since delivering the party's response to President Joe Biden's joint address to Congress in April. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jackson White, co-founder and chief of content at Politiscope, and thanks for tuning in again today to TYT. Now, as we talk about frequently in my videos, Donald Trump owns the Republican Party, let alone the fact that GOP voters are not about to elect a black man as the Republican Party presidential nominee. Not to mention the fact that Tim Scott has the personality of a sloth in hibernation, and he ain't talking about nothing new or exciting or interesting, just the same old corporate Republican BS. But he's a black man, so like maybe he can be all edgy and cultural and like lessen the blow of GOP racism.
You know this stuff is wrong. Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country. It's backwards to fight discrimination with different types of discrimination.
Poor white America. I'm a black man, therefore racism isn't real.
The vitriol of the public forum leaves no room for civility, and President Biden, who ran on this kumbaya, let's bring America together, his policy positions have created chasms between the left and the right, between the rich and the poor, between the black and the white. Literally, we've seen nothing that leads to this coalition of Americans working together under his administration. We've seen
Running Tim Scott in 2024 is a waste of time and money. Unless something physically stops him from doing so, Donald Trump is going to run again. And the next closest people behind him in popularity are his son Donald Trump Jr. and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who are still drastically behind him in the polls. Tim Scott would just be another failed attempt by Reaganite Republicans to make the shit sandwiches they sell seem a tad bit more appealing. But everyone, even the South Carolina senator himself, knows the truth of who really wears the pants in the GOP.